This is number 99 of 365, and this one's called How to Change the Unchangeable. I start in 5. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. It is me. It's me. It's Paul Carpenter. This is number 99 of 365. And this one's called How to Change the Unchangeable. This one, by the way, this little video title is has been given to me by Joe Serrato, who I'm going to tag now. See if we're going to invite Joe to the video. See if it'll let me do this here. There we go. I got internet. I had to move the car because we don't even have internets. It's so bad. This is day 3 of no electricity. I've been living in a car, basically, for the last 3 days. And today's video was brought to you by Joe Serrato. And he's the one who gave me the title of this video. I'm trying to see if there's anybody here or anybody saying anything. Let's see if we can get. Oh, there. Oh, look at that. I didn't know I could do this. So, oh, by the way, we're on 98 of 365, and this one's called How to Change the Unchangeable. Nikki Mincy, thank you for coming to watch the silly things that I do in the morning. So, I'm trying to just tag Joe Serrato here, so I can, because he said he was, like, so interested in watching the episode. So I'm now going to go get him. And because he's the one who gave me the title of this video, so I figured it'd be nice. Oh, we can't invite him because okay, so I don't want that anymore. Okay, well then get out of here. What the? Oh, there we go. I'm back. So today's video is number 98 or 99 of 365, and it's called How to Change the Unchangeable. And the answer to this question is actually a fundamental changing of your stars, as they say. There was a really good movie. What's the name of this movie with the one with the Knight's Tale, huh? And in the movie A Knight's Tale, the man says to, I think his father or someone, he says, I want to change my stars. And in essence, he's saying, I want to change the unchangeable. I want to change what the norm of what something is. And so in turn, let's see if we can find. I'm going to try this again. See if I can't find Joe. There he is. I'm going to invite Joe. Hey, let's just invite everybody. We're just going to invite everybody to the video this morning. Just inviting tons of people today because why not? You know? Like, there's no reason not to invite everybody you know to come watch you in the morning. So they can be like, yo, that's Paul. He's doing his morning video. He's on number 98 or 99 already. This is crazy. He's been going non-stop for almost 100 videos straight. I wonder what he's going to do on number 120 something, which would be like 120, I think 122, is that what it is? Because 3 times 122 is what? 366, so something like that. So today's video, I'm going to do it now, is called How to Change the Unchangeable. And as I was saying a second ago, it's this really thing. It's like this juxtapositioned conceptual idea, really, in the end of it. Because there's one part of it which is you change the unchangeable, you change your stars on some level when you go for something so hard and so deep that nothing else really matters. And you're willing to do whatever it takes to get to that place. You know, you're just like, I'm going to do that and get there. And another way of changing your stars is almost the same thing, which is changing yourself. And some would say that by going in a certain direction, by going after a goal, you change as a person, bro. Like, you're not the same as you used to be. And on some level, that might be true. So it's not that, you know, there's these ideas called the 7 universal laws. And there's laws within the 7 universal laws that are what are called immutable and mutable laws. So things that just can't change and things that can change. And parts of things that can't change are really the things that are uncontrollable to you in your life, right? They're going to be like things like there will always be a night and a day, right? There's these ideas, these things that you know are going to be there that you cannot change. You will not change within your life, these laws. So how do you change the unchangeable? One of these laws is the law of mentalism. The idea that the whole of the universe is already created by a creator, and it was created in the mind of this creator, and that you yourself, in and of itself, are your own creation machine, your own universe of creation. And no matter what it is that you create, you and I create, this creator's creator has already thought of it. And so whatever it is that you're trying to create or want to be or do is there already, right there, waiting for you to be, waiting for you to manifest in your life. And manifestation takes a couple things. One, it takes direct ideology, and the other one is acceptance of that ideology. And this is when we're saying, how do you change the unchangeable? In the end, you really don't change the unchangeable. You change yourself to adapt to the unchangeable. And that's the kicker. That's where you really grow, right? Because you're literally having to change from your belief system, from your thought process of what you knew for it to be all these years. Because in the end, you're not changing this wall of time and space. You're changing your perceptual view of time and space. Like in the times when you're in love and it seems like time and space are flying by you, where when you're depressed, it seems like time and space is barely creeping by. Right? It's nothing more than your perceptual value of what you're looking at in the moment. And it's your perceptual value. It's your creational machine.
Phone disconnected.
And so when you start to really connect to what it is that you want, and not like some ethereal, I want a Gucci purse, which it could be a Gucci purse if that's what you want. It could be a Gucci purse. But that's what I'm saying is, like, if that's what you want, then you have to have some kind of understanding that you have to have an intellectual and emotional connection to this thing that's kind of deep for you to then go after it. it's like a magnet, right? Like this is a piece of metal, and this is the positive and the negative, is your intellectual and your emotional. And dependent upon how strong this magnet, this positive, negative polarity, intellectual, emotional, either way, right? It could be either way, positive, negative. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, he's intellectuals, negative, positive, negative. Don't go there. What I'm saying is just that the idea of it is that the magnet of intellectual, emotional clarity, if you will, the more clear you are, the more easier it is to obtain the things you want. And that's the same as just communication. The more clear you are about your intellectual and emotional wants, the more clear you can make the image for everyone else. It's very simple. It's not like, whoa, right? It really isn't. It's a very simple concept. And the more clear that you can be with your communication, the more you can manifest the thing in front of you that you really are looking to create. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. Awesome guy. He's from the Mickey Mouse Club. And he used to live, he's from Houston area. And real cool guy. Love him to death. And we were talking about possibly working together with Marcus Money at his studio in Kima. And I wanted to direct him, and we were talking about his show and things. And so I said to him, I was like, what is it that you, not Damon Pampolina, the person I know, but Damon Pampolina, the product that you sell? Because you are a product, right? You are an actor, a famous person, a thing. And I talk about this in my marketing course, like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be the brand where people know you? Or do you want to be the name that people recognize? So that they don't know, like Coco Chanel. Like, we know Coco Chanel has to do with some woman, but all we really think about are just the C's. The two C's. That's all we think about. And the perfume. So we don't really know the person Coco Chanel. We just know the logo. Unlike, let's say, a Kanye West, where we know the Yeezys and we know Kanye and we know this character who's promoting and marketing his products. So there's two different kinds of marketing ideologies. So I said to him, I was like, but you already have this one, so this is what you're doing, but how do you want to sell that? What is it that this product is, and what is your ultimate goal? Because if you know that ultimate goal, then you won't be doing offshoots to other stuff that have nothing to do with the ultimate you, the ultimate version of what you're looking to create, right? So if you ask Paul, like, oh, Paul, what's up with you then? You're like all kinds of crazy with your shit, where you're all over the place. Right, 100%. But that's my goal. My goal is to have people in the future look back at any one of these videos and be like, whoa, okay, so there's a guy here who has like this one thread of kind of like these videos and these like one love, faith-based messages, and his blog that's like conspiracy theories and all this stuff. But there's a one underlying line. It's this idea of share, love, give, grow, compassion, empathy, redemption. It's always that packaged thing. And then the other idea on top of all of that is artist of life. There is no one thing that he is. He's a singer, he's an actor, he's a magician, he's a director, he's a writer, he's a fucking whatever. The guy does whatever the fuck he wants. And he's not rich, so it's weird. How does he get away with it? What is it that he learned along the way to be able to get away with doing this life, other than being a vagabond, other than being this like kind of guy that just whatever. And so that's my thing. I want it to be very kind of like the Pandora's box of Paul Carpenter. If you ever open it up, it just goes you know, so that it's like this story that just keeps going. And I like to hang out with people who do the same thing. Like my friend Joe, who asked for this video, which is how do you change the unchangeable? Bro, we're doing it. You change the unchangeable by being unchangeable. By being just like the thing you want to be. You become that which you want to be. And in essence, doing so, you beat the game. That's part of the game. That's one of the pieces of the game. Is having, the ability to create around you. In any situation, there is no need for money. There is no need for prestige. There is just the idea of creation. The idea of making. The idea of, like, the videos. It's just... like Matthew Silver, who does the love fart. It wears the one piece, with the beard. And he's on, he's in New York. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. His love fart it's just the idea of creating enthusiasm and happiness and a brightness for the day for somebody. That's it. That's it. And we can all be that little thing by just going out and doing something nice for somebody else. And if you can't, you do something nice for yourself. And you don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff, because if you do, then you end up all crazy. And then the thing you do at the last part is you like, share, and subscribe with little subscribe buttons and like buttons and hit the notification bell. Because if you don't watch this on Facebook, you can watch it on YouTube at YouTube.com/Paul David Carpenter. You can go to my Patreon if you'd like, support. I would love that. $1 up to $8,000 a month. Mr. Beast, I called you out again. Really, I'm serious. Send this out to Mr. Beast. If anybody knows a Mr. Beast or has a Mr. Beast or knows a thing to a Mr. Beast or just even has something to a Mr. Beast, they're connected to Mr. They're subscribed to Mr. Beast. Go to his video and be like, yo, this guy Paul Carpenter's crazy. He makes these videos on YouTube. He talks all cool, fun stuff. But he needs money because he's stuck in a car. And his mom, who's 80 years old, is in the house freezing. So yes, I'm calling you out, Mr. Beast. And if you don't want to do any of those things, like subscribing and liking and sharing and the notification bell, and you don't want to do the thing at the Patreon, and you don't want to go to the YouTube, Cash App me. You can Cash App me anything you'd like. It's the little number symbol with the mentally HYP 2018. 3 days, no electricity, by the way. It's pretty good. I've been making fires and cooking in the fireplace, making my mom soups and stuff. We had soup and French bread. The other couple times we've gone out to breakfast because there's a couple places open, thank God. So this morning I went out and got kolaches and some donut holes and of course the coffee. Although the fire has been burning, I was lucky enough, I was smart enough for some stupid reason that when the fence went down, instead of throwing away all the old wood, I kept all the old wood. It's like 20 years, 30 years old. Ruined wood, so I figured I'd just keep it, and I kept it. I was going to use it on art projects. And I've just been using that as wood. And I even went to Home Depot yesterday and bought like 2x4 of untreated cedar, so we'd at least have something that would last a little longer. But yeah, all is beautiful. Today's video was called, I have it here now. I just saw that I can look at the video name. It's good. This was number 98 of 365, and it's called How to Change the Unchangeable. And the end of the answer was that you don't really change the unchangeable, you change yourself to adapt to the unchangeable, so that you can be also the amazing thing that you can be. Because that unchangeable thing is there on purpose. It's the weight that you need to use to push against yourself to become the greater you. It's like when you go to the gym, there's that big machine. It's a big metal machine. But if you adapt it correctly, and you pull on it correctly, and you eat correctly, and you think correctly, then you start to become bigger. you start to become stronger. And in the same way that you do that with your body, you do that with your mind by reading the right books, by like thinking about the right things, about putting the right mantras in front of you. You do the same thing by doing the same thing by connecting to your spiritual version of yourself. So if there's like aspects of you around you that if everything's not in harmony, you're not going to be in harmony, you know? And you can think of it very easily like, okay, so there is like the sense of you at the top, right? The sixth part of you. Then maybe on the left of you is your friends and like the people you care about. And then on the right of you is maybe like your health. And then a little bit below that is like how you take care of yourself, the money, your finances, where you're living, and also like maybe what you're reading, what you're eating. All of those things are the fundamentals, you know, like that Maslow's hierarchy of needs conceptual idea. And so that all of that needs to be really in place. They need to be really stoned places, like so that they're really concrete in your actions daily in them. So that when you know, this is the idea of that discipline, that idea, this great statement that I heard, that when I go to the gym and I like it, it's passion. But when I go to the gym and I don't want to be there, it's called discipline. And it's creating that fundamental thing inside of each one of those spaces that really create that foundation for you to have a platform upon that unchangeable thing. Right? Does that make sense? Because that unchangeable thing is always going to be there. It's not going to change. And so, yeah, in the same way, Elizabeth, in the same way that you are stubborn, it is stubborn. It is your mirror. It is your mirror. And it is there to be your mirror so that you can push against it, and it can push against you as hard and as far as you would like. It can also push against you so hard because you pushed in one direction thinking you had the gall or the this or the that or the whatever, the ego, and you push so hard that it pushes back so far that you have to start all over again. And you have to redo everything again. And you get back to the middle. And then you start doing that dance again. And this is the dance of walking the line of this never-ending tunnel that we're creating in the actions, the words, and the things that we say. And yeah, well, Elizabeth, I think you should do both. I think you should push a little bit and you should play a little bit, while you shouldn't push at all and you should not play at all. It's a dance. It's a dance. This whole thing is a dance. It's a beautiful dance. Dancing for itself. Cosmic in its nature, with music upon the stars. It's a beautiful world, my friends. Listen, I think this is the end of the video, and I want to say thank you. I do. I really appreciate all of you, everybody who's here, Joe, Christine, Elizabeth, thank you. I love you. I really appreciate you. And whoever else is here who's watching, who doesn't like to show themselves. I love you too. And I love you all so much. I will see you all on the other side.